You're listening to The Home Team, the voice of Croatia's sports podcast.
Football,
Basketball,
handball,
water polo,
tennis,
skiing,
sailing.
you name it, the Home Team has it covered.
And we're back. Joining me again today, as usual, Branko and Nikola.
Hey.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Great.
All right.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Lots to talk about, but we're obviously going to start with the Croatian national team qualifications for the World Cup.
Yes.
We've qualified yet again.
Best
Fantastic.
qualification ever.
Best qualification ever. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the win to round out our group play was our 50th win in qualifications for the World Cup.
Cool.
Nice round number. Best performance we've ever had qualifying for a World Cup. I think this is our 7th World Cup that we're going to.
Hey, we weren't nail biting this time.
We weren't never, yeah. Which, let's be honest, that is kind of a little odd.
Yeah.
That was a little odd. It was nice, yeah. That was a good turn. The last game was against Montenegro.
Yep.
And it was a win. It was a 3-2 win. It was a comeback win, but we did not start very well.
Yeah, I think he was experimenting.
Okay.
Dalic.
Yeah.
Coach Dalic. He was experimenting. He put on some players. You know, we didn't really need the win. And they said, we want the win for a better placement in the pots. But I don't think he was experimenting, and then he put on a couple of guys and took care of the
Treated
game.
as a friendly, no?
The first half,
Yeah.
a little more than the first half.
See, I would agree with both of you on that. Maybe it was like they took a breath, let's say, in that first half. For me, it's vitally important that you go in with another, like you end it with a win, and you end it with at least on a high note. You know what I mean?
I was going to say that.
I think that's vitally important at the end of the day. When I saw, the way it started, and I got to kind of applaud one of my favorites for the last couple of years, and that's Nikola Vlasic.
Right?
I've liked that guy since I saw him play.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back, and he's back in style. Because I think was within the first minute or so had like a small like a scoring opportunity. But he's just that dynamo that keeps on going. He's like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, he's got a good motor on
Yeah,
him.
you just can't stop that, right? It's like, no, I can go for more. It's like, okay.
Well, he did say after the game, he's like, I'm back and I want to stay here.
Oh, absolutely.
He definitely has the motivation.
Yeah. He's amped up for the whole thing. But it's that constantly creating tension on the field, right? For them, for the opposing team. And I always dug that. The 2 goals that they scored on us, I got to admit, our defense really kind of didn't come out for that second one.
Yeah.
That seemed a little bit odd to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're watching going, oh, my God, that's pretty good.
There's actually one thing that Livakovic does sometimes. Like, he's a great goalkeeper. I can't say that he's not. Sometimes he just holds the ball there a little too long, Kick it forward and don't complicate things, because we saw what happened to other goalies, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But otherwise, great win. When he started putting on some of the other players, he was commenting that he had to put Modric on, like he kind of owes it to the crowd.
Yeah.
And, Luka's that caliber. You owe it to them. Whoever his coach is on any team, national, club, whatever, you got to put him on. The away fans, they want to see it.
They want to see him too.
Yeah.
That's what I
he
was
got
just
an
about to say.
ovation.
Exactly.
And he said, it's nice to get an ovation in a neighboring country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say, like, they wanted to see him just as much as we did.
Yeah.
It's like he is at that level, as you would say, at that caliber.
Yeah.
If
They're already commenting about him that he is football.
right now, he's that, right? Yeah. And that's fantastic, and God bless him for that. 2 other things I wanted to point out. One, I'll get back to Vlasic because I've really got to get back to that. but Ivan Perisic doing it yet again. Like, he is also not a spring chicken.
I want him to take down Shuker's record.
Yeah.
For the goals.
Yeah.
I just want to see it.
Yeah.
First of all, put that story to rest. These are the guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's doing great at PSV.
Yeah.
He's always playing. He's not scoring a lot, but he's like a solid member on the left side there.
Can you honestly remember a bad center shoot from him?
No.
Right.
No.
He reminds me of Yarni in that respect.
Yarni, yeah.
Also your boy,
Oh,
Yarni.
absolutely.
Yarni was, in my opinion, the best we've ever. I think he's better than him He's better than Perisic. But Yarni, his cross into the box was right on the guy's toe.
Exactly.
Not just his foot.
It was like airmail delivery.
Exactly.
Right there.
But, that was then. This is now. Perisic is awesome.
Yeah.
And Yarni also, I think he sued every club he's ever played for.
Yeah,
That's
good
what
for
they
him.
say.
A little bit of, yeah.
But,
Well,
yeah.
he's from Zagoria, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they known
And
for
he played
doing
for Hajduk, right? but in my opinion, of the old generation, I don't know about today, he was the most dependable player that we ever had. Never had a bad game. Always knew what you're going to get from him, and it was brilliance.
Yeah, I would say this. Of the older generation, there are two players that stick out for me, with a third that I would just say just because. But the two key players for me were Yarni and Slaven Bilic.
Yeah, Bilic.
Because it was consistency and there was never a lack of effort.
Okay, I got to mention Bilic. All right. We have competition.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see?
I did.
Bilic has a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
He's getting all the good guests. He knows them all.
Because he has their phone
Yeah.
numbers.
You
for
know what I
God's sake.
mean? So I was figuring we got to get Bilic on this show.
Yeah.
That would be cool because he speaks English well,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just, hey, Slaven, if you're watching, we want you here. We'll come to your show if you want to.
We'll have our people call your people.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. For me, they were it, and I just always had to say Krunoslav Jurčić for no, not Jurčić, Jurčević.
Yep.
Yeah, he was just running around. He was creating opportunities. Again, he wasn't talented like Davor Šuker or Boban, but he was always creating opportunities, and that's why I like Nikola Vlašić. That goal, by the way, at the end. To get the win, the 3-2 over Montenegro.
That was brilliant.
That was
That was a bomb.
that was like cojones.
Yeah.
That was a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's always been one of my favorites of this generation. Just the spark plug that you always need to have on you need one of those guys on your team to keep kind of running that motor and just keep pushing things, right?
I got a few. Perisic I would put up there too.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. At this age, he's still faster than 90% of the guys on the pitch.
Yeah.
So no, absolutely, he's I think some of the younger guys need to kind of pick up on that idea of like if you keep running, good things will happen. If you keep forcing them, good things will happen.
Action brings action.
Right? Action brings action, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The more you get, the more you get.
That's true.
All right, so we're looking at how the group finished, the points.
Yeah. Croatia, 7 wins, 1 tie, 26-4 goal difference. That's pretty nice.
That's nice.
Finally, yeah.
That would be 22 points.
All right, so the Czechs are second. They're going to go for additional qualifications.
Yep.
They're into the playoffs. Faroe Islands were third.
Faroe Islands.
They did well.
For the Faroe Islands, did amazing.
Kind of impressed, right?
I'd actually like to see them if they go to are they going to additional?
No,
they are.
They didn't.
They didn't?
No,
The Czechs go to the playoffs.
Czechs are playing Ireland?
I can tell you right now.
No. The Czechs are playing Serbia, I think.
Serbia didn't qualify at all. They're completely out.
They're not on oh well.
Yeah. So
Oh, well.
no, it goes like this. So from us, we got the Czechs will play the Republic of Ireland.
Right.
And Denmark is playing North Macedonia, and the winners of those two games will play to see
Right.
who qualifies.
Italy?
Against Northern Ireland, Wales against Bosnia.
Wait, you just said that the Czech Republic is playing the Republic of Ireland or the Northern Ireland?
Republic of Ireland.
Oh, okay. Italy's playing Northern Ireland?
Exactly.
All right.
And Wales is playing Bosnia and Herzegovina. The winners of those will go on to will play the final, the playoff. Ukraine versus Sweden, Poland versus Albania, they will match up. Turkey and Romania, and Slovakia and Kosovo, and the winners of those will match up. So those are the ones that can still qualify, and that's their road. Of the European 16 spots at the World Cup, the 12 that are already decided, are England, France, Croatia, Norway, Portugal, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Scotland, Spain, Austria, Belgium. They have guaranteed. By the way, shout out to Scotland. Always like to see you guys make it.
Well, there was that year when they didn't qualify,
They didn't
And-
qualify ever.
and they had a pub, and they they have to pick somebody to back because you have to drink and
Yeah,
watch,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they chose Croatia,
But they
and the whole pub was decked out in Croatian
Yeah,
things.
but they qualify once every like 20 years
Yeah.
type of thing, and I always like to see them there because
they qualified for the European Championships last time. So
yeah, and I remember that year when they qualified for the Worlds. I don't know if you guys remember. There was John Collins was in the midfield. He was their number 10. There's a couple other guys. It just again maybe lacking in that peak talent area, but definitely not lacking in heart. And definitely not lacking in effort in what they put into it. So
always good to have the Scots there because their fans are
fantastic,
Tartan Army are fantastic.
fantastic. So those are the teams that are in. These are the ones that could make it. And now we get to the strength, the pots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
the
Now there was a
pots.
big issue about this. About why are some teams going to be in pot 1? Why are some teams going to be in pot 2? Blah, 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 blah. And at first I got all uppity about it because I'm going like, oh, maybe somebody's trying to rip us off, right?
Well, Gattuso was making a big stink.
Yeah, well,
But that's Gattuso, right?
well, fair enough. But you know the way I react. I hear something like, oh, yeah, somebody's going to try to
Yeah.
rip us off, right? And I look into it, and as far as I can tell, which, by the way, I don't know about you guys, but reading it, like you need a PhD in something to understand some of this crap.
Yeah, they got a whole formula.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it, and from what I can tell, I don't think there's as much there as everybody says there is. What I could suggest is, okay, why does Belgium end up in pot 1 and we're in pot 2? When you look at the qualification cycle, they won their group directly, but they had roughly the same quality of opponents as we did.
Yeah, not impressive at all.
Not impressive
They
at
couldn't
all.
beat North Macedonia in 2 tries.
Right.
They beat up on Liechtenstein. They tied Kazakhstan. I mean, they're not blowing me away here.
They're not, right? That's not
They
impressive.
lost to Wales.
I think they're overrated, but
Like
the math is like it involves qualification games they've played, and it's kind of like you move up and down at a slower pace, right? Than what looks.
So what you're saying, it's like the Vatican. They take a long time.
It's like the Vatican. They
Play
don't
the
make
slow game,
decisions
yeah.
quickly.
The
Everything
long
is
game,
slow. Change is slow, but once you do go down, like it's harder to go back up.
See, now I have a problem with this because if that is the case, again, and I don't think there's as much there as everybody
And
says.
also, you have to take in. Is this the UEFA rankings?
FIFA.
FIFA.
Well, are you sure?
Yeah.
Because UEFA runs the qualifications for Europe for the World Cup.
Right, but these are the strength groups this is global,
Okay,
right?
then it's FIFA.
Yeah, so it's FIFA ranks, but here's my issue with that. And again, I'm not making a huge deal about it. I don't think it's the end of the world, but here's my issue with that. First of all, the idea that you win a group, there should be benefits with winning a group outright, right?
Yep.
There has to be some sort of benefit to that. Second thing is, if there's this thing of like it's slow moving, well, generations in a football team turn over relatively quickly.
Yeah,
It's very rare that you get a Luka Modric who's going to hang around till the age of 40.
but it boils down to the ranking of the teams that you've beaten there, and then the points and all that. So, we play Belgium now, for example. We're going to gain a lot more points than if we play Kazakhstan.
I know, but that's
Because
Yeah.
but
That's
and
kinda what I'm
Belgium
saying.
has let's say one generation changed, and they're not the same as they were 4 years ago.
they're not.
Well, that's how it works.
Yeah, like De Bruyne.
Does that make sense?
Are you
They
getting this?
did beat Wales, by the way. I made a mistake.
Okay, but
Yeah.
they beat Wales. But again, I honestly,
yeah.
I would put Wales a little bit under the Czechs. I'm sorry, I think the Czechs are a little bit of a stronger national side, right? So it's not like they played better teams. I would argue they played worse teams. Not like massively worse, but a little bit under. And they secured less points to win the group than we did. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I do see a bit of a problem
Just even
there.
just look at the last 2 World Cups. I mean, I don't know. I think Croatia did better on those.
I think
no?
it
Well,
should
yeah.
I think it should boil down to Zlatko Dalic and his comment.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah.
See it.
Dalic is like the voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
He said I didn't think much about the pots, translating from Croatian, right? I don't know how some teams are ahead of us and how some teams and according to what points, but that's the way it is. And our first goal was to qualify for the World Cup, We did it elegantly and easily, and now we have 7 months of preparation for America. He's not going to waste his time on this.
No, absolutely.
And if you're a stronger team and you get put in a second pot, that might be even an advantage.
Well, so again, I would agree with all of that. I absolutely agree with if you're the coach, you don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You don't, the old John Wooden, you don't concern yourself with things that you have no control over, right? You worry about things you can't control. As a fan, as somebody on the sidelines, I can rant and rave all I want,
course.
right? And my rant on that would be the following. How do you justify that if Italy qualifies, because they have to go into additional qualification, they have to go through a playoff, that they will end up in Group 2, in Pot 2, with us when we qualify directly, winning our group outright without a lost game?
Yep.
It doesn't make sense. I'm sorry.
Here's a killer. Now, you read the pairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 lines, right?
Yeah.
4 teams going for 1 spot, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So they're doing a playoff system.
Yeah.
And then in the end, the 2 final played for first place out of all 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a 3rd and 4th place game.
You're kidding.
They're making them play. Here, you get to play this game for 3rd place for not qualifying for the World Cup.
This is starting to sound like participation awards. This is,
Yep.
this
I read
is sad.
an article about it. They're going to make them play for 3rd and 4th place.
Okay,
These guys who are, I don't like to say it, but losers. Sorry, you lost. You didn't qualify, and then you didn't qualify in extra qualifications, and now you get the,
the scientific term for
what is that? You get
you're a
the
loser.
you get the
non-winners.
You
It's
get
a
the
non-win, yeah.
the ribbon for participation.
I like that. That's very PC. It's, you're a non-winner. I'm going to get T-shirts made for that. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Look. The non-winners. Kudos to them. But go home. I'm not
Non-winners, losers.
losers, right?
I mean, losers as in they lost, not losers.
They lost to a better.
personally.
They lost to a better team.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like they don't have good players on their sides. It's not like they didn't want to win. They just lost to better teams.
So now you get to play another team that didn't qualify.
And
For what?
And exchange experiences.
And it boils down to something about the number of games that UEFA has teams scheduled to play. So there's probably going to be friendly games that Croatia will play and other teams that qualified that week. And then they're playing that as opposed to a friendly.
See, to me, that sounds like money now.
That is.
Yeah. Well, money, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
But would you pay for that game?
I would not pay for
I'm
that
not
game.
going to see that game.
Well,
I'm not
no,
even
but,
going to,
but this is when you have an illogical organization that has when your primary focus, whatever you're doing, I'm going to sound like I'm lecturing here. I don't give a crap. This is my little sermon. I'm going to take my 5 minutes. When your primary goal, whether you're making a movie, a TV show, running a sports organization, whatever, when your primary goal is not what that thing is designed to be, so you're making a movie, but your primary goal is to send a message, your movie will be crap. If your primary goal is not to win football games, but to make money, your football team will be crap. I guarantee you, because you're spending all your energy going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a classy or a crassy organization. That was my 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Sorry, I just had to get that off.
We got to get like a little intro video for Tomogo's 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, I get hot under the collar about this. I mean, you and I talk about, like, we'll do a little bit of a side here, but like you and I talk about NFL football all the time. You cannot explain Cleveland. Anybody who's got any 2 cents worth of brains, you cannot explain the Cleveland Browns to anybody whatsoever.
I'm not even going to comment because then we're going to go for half an
I know
hour.
that we'll go for half an hour, but I'm saying that is when you're
Sorry to my friends that are Cleveland fans.
look. Cleveland has been my second team
know
my
who
entire
you are.
life. It's the Niners and Cleveland, and I love them, but in a pathetic kind of way. But I do love them.
Love-hate relationship.
It's a love-hate relationship. But again, that's my point is like when you keep making wrong decisions because you're focused on something else, you will not have a good team. And that's, by the way, that's what I think Dalic does so well. Because he knows he's focused on the ball. He knows what's going on.
I think circumstances have changed from the Chito Blažević days.
Yeah.
And I think that Dalic, first of all, he earned it, but he gets to make all of his own decisions.
Rightfully
And I'm not
so.
sure that Chito was making all of his own
I don't
decisions.
think he was either.
You know?
No.
And I'm not going to say who dictated Because there's a lot of candidates.
A lot of candidates, but you could easily argue that Vlatko Markovic had his fingers in there.
Yep.
Either way, I don't. To me, that would be now a point of interest because I think what they did, given the situation we were in at the time.
Yeah.
Kudos to them.
Oh, yeah.
Hat to the floor.
Definitely.
Absolutely. But this is just a logical progression when you go from Markovic, Ciro Blažević, then you have the turbulent. Oh, we're not. We lost our way now. Slaven brings it all back together. I have a lot of affection for Slaven Bilic as our national coach.
So do I.
Because he brought us back together in the sense of he got us focused back on the right thing.
He took a new generation. Mm-hmm. He coached them.
Yeah.
And then he brought them up. So they came up with him to the seniors.
Yes.
And he did fantastic.
He did fantastic.
I think he should have stayed longer. But
I think people got really fickle really quick when
Yeah.
I don't think it was deserved.
they get fickle quick anyway.
Yeah.
I've even seen people, you lose one game, they're already calling for Dalic to be sacked.
Which is an absurdity.
Yeah.
You don't sack one of the best coaches in football right now because he lost one game.
Yeah.
Right. Dalic took that, ran with it, and we are where we are. And obviously the results.
And he
are fantastic.
extended, didn't he? He's going to be longer with the team.
I think he just extended. I think to Euro.
Yeah.
And I think there
Oh,
was
he
a
did?
bit, yeah, and there was
To
some
the Euro.
talk. He even addressed it, and I was happy to hear him talk about this. The obvious question is why do we underperform at the Euros, right? And let's be honest, we do. We underperform at the Euros. You could argue our best possible opportunity was that one with Slaven. As much as I love Slaven Bilic, I still think that one falls on his shoulders because when you score against Turkey in the final seconds of the game,
You can't let it go.
you cannot sit there as a coach and start celebrating. If need be, I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. If need be, you as the coach, strip down naked, run into the middle of the field just to stop everything.
Yeah.
Just to reset it, to get everybody focused again.
Yep.
Instead of you're sitting there, celebrating with your assistant coaches. I'm sorry, it's not what you do.
And then another goal happens, and then there's a penalty shootout.
And you go into the penalty shootout, you're mentally you've lost, right?
Tragic.
Tragic.
I remember the day. It was a sad, sad day.
I was drunk for days. Anyways, that was kind of my take on that. The Pots, I don't think it's a travesty, but I don't think it exactly makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the end, the ball's round, as they say.
The ball is round. I've always taken an issue with that statement. The ball is round. You know exactly where it's going. It's not an elliptical. It's not a rugby ball. Yeah, you know where it's going.
No, the way I see it is it's the same for me and you.
Yeah,
Right? And for any team we're going to play, I don't care what rank you are.
So
And we proved that at the Russia World Cup.
absolutely. And I think Perisic actually said it after he said, "Look, if you want to win, you still have to beat the best, right?"
Yeah.
And he said, we can do that. So I get that.
Thank God we're saying that. Our players are saying that now,
Because they know
not like we hope for a tie. So
Yeah,
I'm
which
great.
was the previous thing was like, well, we'd be happy with a tie. It's like,
No.
I don't ever want to play on a team that we're playing for a tie.
When you got that attitude, you back it up with the play, and then what I like seeing is the other teams getting a little nervous when they see Croatia's in their group.
Yeah,
Oh, we got Croatia. Oh, we'll be second. Go ahead, be second. You know what I mean?
this is what I absolutely give to Slaven Bilic. When we beat England in Wembley, and they
Pouring
said,
rain.
yeah, and they started with this, got lucky. He goes, no, we won because we were the better team on the pitch.
Yeah.
And that was for me. That was literally a shift in the psyche of our football.
You could see the heart that he had in that game.
Yeah.
Running up and down the sidelines, drenched. The England coach, I forget his name. It's
do
on
I,
the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
He had an umbrella, and he was standing there.
Yeah.
This is what happens,
Well, you and I know it. People who lead from the front get a lot more respect than those from lead
Exactly.
from behind. By the way, you remember you weren't here yet, I don't think. Mladen Petric, that goal.
Yep.
Holy Jesus.
Yep.
That was a bomb.
Yeah, I wish that player played more.
See, Mladen Petric was one of my favorites of that generation.
He was good.
He reminded me in the terms of that kind of like quiet, just keep on going in there, literally of Jarni, and that goal is so reminiscent of Jarni's one lone goal.
Him and Rakitic, they were like the two upcoming.
Yeah.
I think they played on the same team. They played in Basel, Switzerland.
They
didn't
played in. They came up in Switzerland. I think they both played for either
Basel.
Young Boys or I
Basel.
can't remember which one.
Basel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them was Young Boys. One of them was Grasshopper.
No, I think they were playing for Basel.
Yeah,
Basel's the team's called Basel.
I gotta check that. But either way, I think they came up together, and both of them panned out like really
Maybe
well.
It's Young Boys Basel.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's Basel, but it's like Young Boys or
Okay, so
Grasshopper.
we're getting into Swiss soccer.
Yeah,
This is
it's
like,
completely like. But anyways, yeah, it was. That was a good generation as well, and I think Slaven did a lot with maybe maybe some deficiencies in some positions.
yeah.
I think he really did. All right, we're gonna switch over now from the national squad to the league.
Must we?
We must.
Oh,
I know, and
team,
we're gonna.
that's a hurting weekend. That's all
Yeah,
I can say.
yeah.
It's just a hurting weekend.
We'll be gentle.
Please do.
Okay. So in the domestic league,
Well, who's at the top?
yeah, not all is well.
Well, who's at the top?
Okay, so we'll start with this. We'll start with this. Round 14 was played this past weekend,
Yes, it was.
and Slaven Belupo hammered Vukovar 4-1. Dinamo beat Varaždin 3-1. That's a pretty solid win. Varaždin's been playing quite well. Osijek Lokomotiva tied 1 apiece. Gorica beat Istra 1-0.
Istra tragedy. What happened?
Yeah. Istra was doing really, really well to start the season, and I'm hoping they can kind of keep.
No, last season they were doing fantastic. This season, the
They
different
started-
coach, everything. It's just not.
Yeah,
right.
but they started okay. They're. We'll see what happens. But the game of the round.
You have to call it the game of the round.
It was. Come on.
All right.
So it was last
go ahead,
year's.
do it.
Yeah, last year's champs, the reigning champs, the Rijeka, and the current leaders on the board.
Rijeka's ranked on the board.
I think they're 8th, but we'll get there.
8th, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there. So Rijeka hammered Hajduk 5-0.
Yeah.
Okay, now Branko, Hajduk is your team.
Yeah.
Please explain to me
I can't.
what's going. Like, because there's
How
something
can
going
I
on.
explain? Okay, I can explain. Kind of. There's something going on between the coach and Livaya. Also, when you go down 2-0, you know how this works.
Okay.
You get kind of off balance.
Okay.
Let's say you're on your back foot, you're off balance. You're looking for a way to get back. Then you go down 3-0, and the nerves kick in, and everything goes haywire. And then it can go to 10-0, but it only went to 5, thank God. Yeah,
Okay.
and, yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't a best of weekends.
All right. So
For Hajduk.
because Rijeka is, let's be honest, they've been struggling this season.
They
Last season,
have been
yeah.
struggling. I don't know what happened to
coach.
them. Why
Well,
they
new coach.
suddenly-
They lost a bunch of players as well. Tony
Yeah.
Fruk has been playing fantastically.
Hat trick in that game.
Fruk is,
Yeah.
I hope to see on the national team him do even more.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's
he's
really putting
a
it
great
together.
player,
And like he said after the game, he said like,
He's got quotes.
I do, of course, I have quotes. Well, obviously, it's a phenomenal result. No kidding. He's happy for himself and the team. So am I. Not that I have anything against.
I get it.
But he said we needed this,
Yeah, of course.
right? And that's a legitimate point to make. Rijeka needed this. Now, Hajduk
Will
might
it
have
save
needed
their
this.
season? That's what we're going to see.
Yeah, like my argument is that maybe Hajduk needed this,
Maybe.
right?
Maybe.
I'm gonna offer out a theory, and you guys tell me what you think. You guys know I'm a big fan of if things are right in the locker room between the boys,
Yep.
things will be
You're doing
right
good.
on the pitch,
Yep.
regardless of the sport. Things are not right in the locker room because of one person. I think most of us would agree that person tends to create conflict among the team, right? Livaya had that same issue on the national team. They just didn't gel for whatever reason. I'm not going to blame him specifically, but it's just not gelling. And at some point, I think you have to sit down and realize, look, I'm hurting the team more.
I can't say for sure what's going on. I can't say that Livaya is a problem even because I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. But he's not playing him. And there's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah.
Is it a disciplinary reason? I don't know. Is it injury? I don't think so. They would say that.
Yeah.
Is it a communication thing?
Is it communication? I don't know. Is he maybe just bitter that he's still there?
Might be.
You know,
But
he's
again-
been there for a long time. There's been talk about him going here, going there. He never got the bigger contract, and he's still there. And this isn't the road to go down to finally get that contract
Exactly.
anyway. Yeah.
You know, you're just, you know, you're attracting flies kind of like fresh dog shit.
Hey, man.
You know? Anyways, I did like Garcia's quote, the coach, Hajduk coach, his quote after the game was pretty spot on. You know, everybody's going like, well, what happened, blah, blah, blah. And he said, look, when you lose 5-0, if you start analyzing it, you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, you just kind of got to go home and say, all right, let's forget about that. Let's move on.
Well, the winter break is coming up.
Yeah.
They're still 1 point ahead of Dinamo.
Dinamo, yeah.
Third place is how far behind?
So-
They're a lot.
Slaven Bulupo is third, and they've got 21 points. So it's Hajduk with 29,
Yeah.
Dinamo with 28,
Okay,
and
so
Slaven with
Slaven
21.
probably isn't going to catch them. I don't know when the next round is. How many more rounds to the break? Probably 2 or 3.
I think there's 1 or 2.
One maybe, or
Yeah.
maybe that was even the last one.
No, I think there's another round.
So if they can stick it out for the break, I don't know who they're playing. You know, maintain that 1 point lead, and then get your stuff together
Yeah.
during the break, and come back with all your problems resolved.
Yeah,
Somebody has to sit down with somebody and talk, right?
exactly. Right? I mean, we've seen this before with the national squad.
Yep.
If Dalic doesn't maintain the final word, things won't work.
I mean, okay, I'm not going to turn it around the way a Hajduk fan would, but I'm
But I'm going to do it.
going to do that in a way. Hajduk's lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That Dinamo had problems.
Yes.
They had those 2 games. You know, Dinamo should be ahead of them.
Yeah.
They've got a whole reconstruction thing going on after Boban stepped in, and they're still finding their way. And it looks like they found it. And now we'll see.
So
I mean, in the end, I am for may the better team win.
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and if Dinamo is better in the end, hats off to them. They won.
Honestly, dude, if
I'd like to see Hajduk be better, but if they're not, I don't want them to win if they're not better.
exactly. I don't want my team to win just so that I can say my team won when I know that it's a BS
Exactly.
result, right?
Yeah.
And if Varaždin wins and plays good football,
I'd
That's
love
what
to see Varaždin.
exactly, I want to watch that.
Yep.
You know, but your comment about Dinamo is well placed because Dinamo was sucking bad.
Yeah.
Like they were horrific. And I got to be honest with you, their coach's commentary on why they were sucking was like, well, you know, sometimes that's the way it is. I'm sorry, dude. You don't
I'm
get.
surprised he's still there.
Yeah.
But he is the ex-Rijeka coach.
No, he's the ex Varaždin coach.
No.
No.
No,
No, he was Slaven Belupo.
Slaven
Slaven
Belupo.
Belupo,
That's right.
yeah.
There you go.
And they
And they did well.
Kovacevic, yeah.
And he did.
They
good
were
things
like
with
a
him.
giant killer last year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry when you sit there and say, well, sometimes that's the way it is.
Garcia was the Istra coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that.
Yep. That's
And
like,
now we got this like guy who's never coached before, out of some third division playing career.
Oh, another Spanish guy.
Yeah, I think it's Oriol or something like that. Again, not saying, it just seemed a little bit odd to me, like somebody with not much experience behind him. Oh, either way, we'll see what happens. But Dinamo was looking really bad to start it off, and then in the Croatia Cup,
yeah,
they got, I guess you could say, they kind of got back on track. And it's usually, that's kind of a good way for it to work when you're having a down run.
they beat Karlovac, right?
Yeah, and they beat them
7-0?
7-0, right? And I think that's kind of like fortuitous for them that they were in this really bad run, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, now we've got like this one. We can just kind of reset. It's kind of like in basketball when you think about it. You know, you start missing all those 3-pointers. Well, you go back to square one, right?
Go right in there.
You go
Yeah,
in, do
in
the
paint,
layup,
yeah.
and there you go, right?
Yep.
So, anyways, Karlovac, they hammered Karlovac 7-0. They're now through to the quarterfinals for the Cup. So for anybody who's following the Cup, Dinamo is through to the quarterfinals. They join Hajduk, Gorica, Kurilovac. Kurilovac's third-tier team beat Istra. I mean, hello.
Right?
Good to see, though.
Good to see you.
No,
You always want to see an
sure,
underdog.
you want to
know?
see an underdog do
Yeah.
it. I didn't
Yeah.
necessarily like it that they did it to my team, but
Yeah.
whatever. Lokomotiva and Slaven Belupo, they're all through. And the ones that remain to be seen are Rijeka against Mladost Zdralovi and Varaždin and Osijek. So that's going to be December 3rd. That's coming up.
Judging by the table of the league, Varaždin should beat Osijek.
I would think so.
Osijek's tied with Vukovar at the bottom with 11 points. And I think they moved up on the table after tying this weekend.
Yeah.
Vukovar was ahead of them. Osijek was in the relegation spot.
Jeez.
Yeah. And by the way, Vukovar is moving. They were playing in Vinkovci until now.
Exactly. They were playing at Cibalia Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be playing in Osijek, it looks like, at the old stadium. or
Any
something
reason for
like
that, or
I don't know. Like, is it closer? I don't think it's really that
not closer.
closer.
No.
Probably a money thing. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, either way, Varaždin, everything from Slaven all the way down to Rijeka. So from 3rd to 8th place, they're literally within 4 points of each other. And Osijek and Vukovar are at the bottom with 11 points. So it should be fairly clear where things are going from there.
I'd like to see Vukovar stay.
I'd like to see Vukovar stay as well. You remember that when Dan and I were laughing about when Vukovar got in and Istra got back in.
Yeah.
We're both like, we're going all the way this year. Obviously, we weren't, but it's nice to see a little bit more,
Yeah.
instead of just the standard, blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see them stay, both of them. That wraps up football, unless you guys have some additional.
Oh, you wrap it up with 5-0. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Hey,
Put a
what
bow
can I
on
tell
that one,
you?
yeah.
What can I tell you? We'll shuffle over to basketball because there's basketball qualifications that Nicola's going to inform us on.
Nicola's the man for basketball.
Well, basketball, I mean, in terms of basketball for Croatia, it's Zubac.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mhm.
Okay, there's only 3 guys this year in the NBA, right? There's Zubac, Matkovic, and Šarić.
Yeah.
Your boy Šarić.
Yeah, I love Šarić.
You got a soft spot for Šarić?
I do, I absolutely do.
Yeah, Zubac started all 17 games this season. 17 points per game, 11.6 rebounds.
Right.
So up since last year, which is obviously his best ever. Right?
Yeah.
He just had, so today is the 25th?
Yeah.
Yep.
On the 24th, yesterday against Cleveland, 33 points, 18 rebounds.
Like this is killer.
And that's against Evan Mobley, right,
Yeah.
with Cleveland,
Mm.
right? It was in a loss, so
Well, his team is struggling, right? The
they
Clippers are
shouldn't be,
struggling.
but they are, yeah.
What is their problem? Because I can't make sense of it because I see Zubac literally killing it,
Yeah.
and yet they're constantly losing.
They're constantly losing. They got a great coach. They got Kawhi Leonard, who was arguably at one time the best in the world. But he's been injured. He's coming off. He's on and off. He's back now. James Harden's there. They should be doing really well, whether or not. Because Zubac is the linchpin. He's the most consistent player.
Yeah.
They got rid of some players,
Mm.
but Zubac is the man for them.
Like to me right now, it kind of seems like he's the second center in the league, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Jokic clearly the
Jokic,
best. But
yeah.
yeah, he could be. Yeah, definitely top 3, 4.
And
Yeah.
I think Karlo Matkovic, he's out with a calf injury.
Calf, yeah.
Mhm.
But he's been sparingly as well, right? Not even 5 points per game, 11 minutes per game. You got to see some time.
This is what I.
You
see,
got to get on the court, right? He's
And-
played 12 games.
And when we watched, we were watching some of the clips from the games. Like he's got it all.
Yeah,
It's a complete package as far as I can tell.
Yep.
And it's what I keep saying, like for Dario Šarić, if you don't get the court time,
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Šarić. He's played a total of 28 minutes through his first 3 games with the Kings, Sacramento, new team.
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he's just too cerebral for that team. I don't get it. But the season where his last full season was 2023-24. That was with Golden State, and he averaged 8 points and 5 rebounds, which is good,
Yeah,
solid for what
solid.
he gets in 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
I've
But-
always been of the impression that
Yeah.
you give him more court time, you give him more time, to actually get into a groove. I think he'd be a fantastic player.
Yeah, but not on the Kings though.
No,
Nah, I mean, I think they're too young, right? He's got to be on a better team.
yeah,
On the Warriors, he did well.
mm-hmm.
obviously he didn't get I don't know if he got a fair shake with the Nuggets with Jokic, right?
Yeah.
They got rid of him. I don't know. He's got to be on a veteran team, I think.
I think he might be this. Like you tell me if you think I'm wrong. He might be that situation of Alyosha at Derby County, literally just intellectually ahead of some of the like. Alyosha was giving passes into the center of the pitch, and guys weren't following it. They just couldn't keep up.
Just older and more experienced.
More experience. He just had more. He was thinking a couple plays ahead, right?
Yeah.
And I think maybe that might be an issue with Dario.
Yeah. I don't know where he's at mentally. Like maybe he wants to go back to Europe. Maybe he could be on a big team, Panathinaikos or whatever. Or maybe he just doesn't have the engine anymore. Maybe he doesn't have the motivation anymore. Maybe he wants to stay in the NBA. Life is easier, get paid better.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where he's at right now. But
so we've got a couple qualifiers coming up for.
So they just got to Zagreb yesterday, right? The national team,
Right.
They got their team on Friday the 28th against Cyprus in Osijek.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, the only big name is Hezonja, right?
And he's out as far as I know.
I'm not sure. He's on the roster.
He's on the roster, but
Yeah.
I think they scratched him for that start.
Okay. Jalen Smith, also the point guard, American, naturalized. He's out with an injury as well. But it's Cyprus. It's at home. Cyprus. Yeah, Cyprus at home. Maybe they should do well. You'd hope so.
Right.
Because the next game after that's on December 1st, and that's Israel in Latvia.
Yeah, and Israel is not a pushover.
No. They don't have their NBA guy, obviously.
Yeah.
But Denny Lavia or whatever his name is. But Avia. But yeah.
But we're going to be without all of our
NBA guys,
right?
of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And that is, I think because I don't think we're deep in the bench. And then when you're not, when you're missing your NBA guys, it's kind of like you're missing everybody.
Yeah. Because they need to qualify for the 27 World Cup.
Yeah.
They got to. They didn't make the last one. This one's going to be in Qatar. Hopefully they can get there, right?
Because the reason I have this long-standing belief that I think we need to stop beating around the bush. As a national team, we have sucked in basketball.
Absolutely.
For inexplicable reasons, because it's not like we haven't had some talent.
Yep.
I'm not saying that we should have been winning tournaments. I'm not saying that at all. But this idea of, first of all, this last one of not qualifying, and the previous ones where you end up, playing for 12th place in the Europeans. I'm sorry, we have better talent than that. We have had better talent than that consistently. I think a lot of the problem is with the association, the basketball association, the federation in Croatia.
Well, we talked about this with Mike.
Yeah.
Right.
There's I think there's a lot of politics involved. I'd never heard of this new national team coach Mijatovic, and yet when I hear his sound bites after the game, it all seems to make sense to me.
Yeah,
seems like a good. It seems like he's got it. Like he understands what the point, like what the focus should be, as opposed to the extraneous stuff. I don't know what your take is on him. Like what?
I don't know much about him either, but he does sound good.
He sounds.
I think he's bringing the team together. Hopefully.
Yeah. And that it'd be nice because at the end of the day, the first team that really put us on the map was the basketball team.
Yeah.
It wasn't the football team.
Yeah.
92.
Yep.
Like when we that at halftime, going into halftime, beating the United States with that Alpovich doing the slam dunk and tickling his balls in some guy's face.
It was a dream team.
It was against the first dream team, right?
I think the one and only. But yeah.
And that really put us on the map.
Absolutely.
At a time when we really needed it.
Yeah.
I always kind of you have a soft spot for those guys like Stojko Vrankovic, who I always thought was awesome.
Yep.
But I mean, like the guy's almost like legally blind.
Then we had the World Championships after that. They were in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly, and did quite well, quite well there as well. And things kind of petered out after that. Okay, granted, we took a huge hit when Dražan died.
Yeah.
That was a massive hit. But again, it's not like we didn't have players. Mario Kosun was a monster under the boards, right? Planinic, Giricek. There were players along the way that
Rudej.
Rudej. There were players along the way that that were quality players. Again, I'm not saying you're supposed to be winning tournaments, but to play for like 15th,
Yeah.
Look, it's got to boil down to the league. You know, maybe this whole recipe with this Adriatic League isn't helping our national league. I don't know. The league, when you look at it, the teams that are playing, and okay, if Zadar is playing somebody, if Cibona is playing somebody, okay, but they're playing teams that are like classes below each other.
Well, yeah, but this is, when you're playing, when it's Zadar, and I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but if you're Zadar and you're playing Sinski Alkar,
Yeah.
hello.
Or Vinkovci,
Or Vinkovci,
right?
like,
And there's even teams like at least these towns are bigger.
yeah,
There's
where they are.
There's places that are even smaller.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
playing,
And I don't think, I'd agree with you. I don't think that's necessarily going to produce a good league that produces regular talent that will,
Like compare it to the water polo.
yeah,
The water polo league is developed.
yes.
It doesn't have 200 teams,
And
but it's
shouldn't.
developed.
Yeah.
And any city that has a team, they're in the contention every year. Sure, Dubrovnik
They're
dominates
they're
a
the
lot,
powerhouse.
but Rijeka is no pushover. Split,
Zagreb.
And then they go into these European leagues and they do great too.
Exactly. But by the way, Rijeka, a couple of years back, I think it might have been about 5 years ago, they won the league, they won the cup, they won the European. Like, hello, they killed it, right? So, but yeah, Jugiz Dubrovnik obviously is kind of like the traditional powerhouse, but they're all still quality teams. They all still produce quality players, and that's what keeps our national team at a very high level.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that with the basketball league where you got guys that have to waste. Again, I'm not trying not to be rude, but where you have to waste your time playing Zadar against,
Well, it's like they're more focused on the Adriatic League, and then there's the Euro Cup, and then there's another one. Like if they didn't make the Adriatic League, and then the National League kind of gets neglected.
and I think rightfully so,
Well,
because the level of competition for most of the games is way below it.
yeah, but is that what we want?
I don't think
You
so.
know, we want a stronger league. The remnants of the '92 team were from the old country league,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
And that was more competitive.
absolutely. And
Right.
you want a competitive league.
And that's why we did so well.
Absolutely.
After we got our own league, things started going downhill.
Absolutely. And I would put that down to when you start playing
Politics and all kinds of
absolutely politics and all kinds of things. But when you when you have to play on a regular basis, you're sitting there with a young Matkovic in Cibona or wherever. I think he came out of Cibona, and you've got to go play literally the village team from over there, where they got guys who they just came off their shift at the factory, and they're going. I'm sorry, that's not the way you do things.
Yeah.
At that point, I would sit there and I would seriously consider, okay, we will have fixed teams in large population bases. They do not fall in and out of the league. They stay in the league because we need to produce consistency for the talent, right?
Yep.
Because if you're a good young talented kid and you're in this thing, okay, you push them up into the first division, the first tier. Yeah, but then you get picked up by another club. This team is now going to be 1 year they're going to taking up space there, literally just taking up space because they're going to get their asses handed to them, right?
It's also money. Like, how much are people willing to put money into the teams?
Right?
Do you want to put your money into Cedevita Junior? Do you want to put your money into Zadar? Like, is it profitable at all? Like, even if they win the Adriatic League,
Yeah, I'm not sure,
So there may not be enough money involved.
but I know that as Zadar, their arena, their sports hall, they can fill that.
They can.
Yeah.
If you
Like,
put a team,
Šibenik used to be a huge team.
Šibenik used to be massive. That's where
Yep.
Petrovic came from, right?
Yep.
Šibenik is known for its
Yeah.
basketball. But again, if you do that, if you sit there and say, okay, look, again, this is where it would require from the basketball federation, the Croatian Basketball Association, some thought. Hold on a second. We have a tradition of basketball in Šibenik, so we need to make sure that gets upheld. By the way, that's where Dario Šarić is from.
Yep.
Right?
It is, yeah.
Okay, it's the same thing with water polo. You don't move the team out of Dubrovnik because you can make more money with a bigger arena.
By the
somewhere.
way, I know a guy that beat Dario Šarić in karaoke. Just saying.
Oh, we'll have to.
And Šarić asked him to take a picture with him, and he said, "Yeah, okay, just one though. Just,
Don't rub it in. But seriously, if you fix it to a big enough population basis, then you can actually create some finance behind that. And if you got a good player who's in Bobby Nagreda, but he's a good player, he will get pulled up from the junior ranks and say, "Hey, listen, you're good. We're going to pull you over, right?"
I don't know. Basketball is, in terms of popularity for people to play, I would say it's probably our number 2 sport.
I would think it is.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But how far is the difference between the soccer popularity and the basketball popularity? How many kids just don't go into basketball? You know, there's less and less, I think, of people wanting to play basketball as opposed to that or soccer or another sport.
Okay, so I would agree with that, but I would say that there's something else at hand.
Oh, definitely. It's not just that.
It's smartphones and a bunch of distractions that are keeping kids glued to.
Off sports, then.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
But we still have a soccer team, right?
true, but I think it's kind of like talking soccer or football, soccer, whatever we want to call it. It's like talking hockey in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a sport; it's religion.
Yeah.
Right? So like that's a little bit different for me. I think all the other sports take a hit, including soccer to a certain degree, but they take a hit when all of the kids are now literally glued to gaming screens and their smartphones and their whatnots, right? Because, like, let's be honest, when we were kids, you went out, the first thing you did was play some pickup, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't, it's not even something you thought about. It was just something you did. So I think there might be something to that, and I think that's a global phenomenon rather than a Croatia-specific problem. I think our problem specifically is that we literally have really bad leadership in the Basketball Association.
Oh, and they argue.
And they argue.
Look at what happened with Cibona, and they broke off, and they all went to the Vita.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but, then there's other sports that are also gaining in popularity.
There are other sports gaining in popularity, and one of them is skiing.
Yes.
Yeah, the Kostelic family literally put us on the map, and from them on, and we recently had
Filip Zubčić
here, and
he didn't have after that he was saying the first race was in Selden, Austria, giant slalom. He hasn't had a giant slalom since then. There hasn't been one on the circuit.
No,
they've just been slaloms.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the giant slalom.
Well, that is his forte, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this last week, and I'm just going to have to put on my old people glasses here. This last week wasn't ideal for Croatian skiing, so it was in Grgl.
I couldn't say that.
I couldn't
for the
Google.
life of me,
For
dude.
Google.
No way.
Grgl.
What is it?
There you go.
I can't say it. It was in Grgl, Austria, and in the men's slalom, we had two guys that. So Zubčić finished the first run, and I think he was 22nd.
Yes.
At the end of the first run,
But he had a great example of good sportsmanship.
he did. He qualified. He reported his own
Disqualification.
his own missed gate.
Yeah.
He straddled the gate as far as I could tell, because it just fell pretty quickly.
He went and told them.
Yeah.
They didn't notice it.
And he went and told them.
Wow.
And that reminds me of Janica up at Slieme. I don't know if you remember that. You weren't here then yet.
No.
Janica, it was the big Slieme. It was the first one. It was the opening. And Janica's, she's literally the top skier
They made
at the
it
time.
for her.
They literally made it for her. And she straddled, I think, the second or third gate.
Yep.
And she was in tears, but she just kind of said, no, I missed it.
Yeah.
And that's class.
Yeah.
Because it was like you had to look really closely at the replay to see it.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
if
a class
you're
hit.
a true sportsman or athlete, you don't want to win that way.
No,
You know.
God no.
And Zubčić, hats off to him. He went and said, "Listen,
That was classy. That's the way you want him to be. Istok Rodeš and Samuel Kolega, they didn't qualify for the second run, so it wasn't overall. It wasn't the best of weekends for Croatian men's skiing, and in the women, also wasn't super good. It was the women's slalom, same location. I'm not going to try to repeat.
Yep.
Say the name again. But Leona Popovic finished 22nd
she's
overall.
back, yeah.
She got her first points of the season.
Nice.
And she had massive knee surgery. So good to her. Good on her for getting back in the thick of things. Zrinka Ljutic unfortunately didn't finish the run. I think she also straddled a gate,
Yeah.
and but still early days. There's a lot left to be
skiing,
decided. But that's the way the skiing came out. And also as a final, just to wrap up, in tennis, the draw for the Davis Cup qualifiers was held in Bologna. And as the 13th seeded team, Croatia will host Denmark at some point in March. Oh, no, sorry, in early February. The dates haven't been decided yet. So that's just something to look forward to going forward. Now,
We should get a tennis player on here.
I would really like to, but the problem is that we're really going to have to,
They're touring the
they
world
are touring
all the
nonstop.
time.
Yeah.
What I think we could get, or maybe we could touch base with some of the junior guys coming up right now. Some really interesting guys and some good talent. So we'll definitely reach out for that. But you have an announcement for future guests right now.
Yes.
Let's see.
We have the Sinkovich brothers rowing. World champions, Olympic champions,
European champion.
European. They're just the shit when it comes to
they are
rowing.
The champions.
The champ-
It's like, no, they've won everything.
No, we are the no. They are the
Yeah,
champions.
they are champions.
And their agent has confirmed that they're excited to come on the show. They've been following the Voice of Croatia Twitter or X account and our Facebook when we always mention them every time they win something or they're competing. We always mention them.
Bros.
And they keep
Bros,
sharing our stuff, liking our stuff. And the agent said, yeah, at first she was hesitant. She said maybe with the English it might be a problem. And then, I said, well, ask them, And she asked them, and they said, yeah, they want to come. So we're going to have them on, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I
These
am
guys,
absolutely, yeah.
I
it's
am
good. I think it's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, I'm super looking forward to it because I think they are the essence of what I keep talking about. It's up here. You cannot dominate a sport that long and that way without being together up here.
Like your quote from when we used to go audio, this is now video. But when they could take a walnut shell
Exactly.
And row that.
and row that thing and still win.
Exactly. But that's when you've got your mind in the right place.
Yeah, they're in the quadruples now too. They're trying to win that as well.
And they're
But,
with
the brothers.
the
twins.
Yeah, and I'm gonna forget their names. Lončarić. Is
Yeah,
it
Lončarić twins, yeah.
It's the Lončarić twins, Patrick and
Anton.
Anton, and they're killing it as well. They're they're young enough.
It'd be cool if we could get them all four, but we can't fit them in the studio.
Yeah, I'd be like,
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Sinkovich brothers. So that's going to be early December. They're going to Monaco, probably to row.
Well,
we should hit up management, see if they'd pay for us to go there.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be in.
I'd be
Go to Monaco?
absolutely
Yeah, give me an allowance for the casino too.
The Principality.
I wanna see-
fantastic.
Hey, James Bond was there.
Okay, so we have that coming up.
Yes.
And you also wanted to address. We've been getting some feedback.
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback on two videos, Jozo Kolakušić and Mark Viduka. Viduka was kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
Kolakušić he's got a lot of followers on Forever Croatia, so they were all over that. And so I'll just get into it. I've got some of it printed out. Some of it I'm not going to read directly, but we'll start with Viduka. A lot of Aussies commented on Viduka's video, and most of them, not most of them, but a good portion of them were not Melbourne, Croatia fans. They were fans of rivals. But they said it was always a pleasure to see Viduka on the field. He was a great player, great for Australia. And when, I don't know how deep the rivalries go there between the Greeks and the Croats or whatever, but when you're complimenting your rivals, then he's a good, and it's nice to see them compliment as well, right? As far as Jozo is concerned, we talked a lot about Toronto, Croatia, and the history. We're talking about the history of Croatian football, and they're still plugging away at Forever Croatia. But we got one message which I think deserves to be read into the camera. It's Tom Susac, I guess, SUSAC 9865 on YouTube. I am 83 years old. I live in Canada. I would like to comment on the Metro Croatia winning North American Championship in 1976. They won 3-0 against Minnesota. Eusebio did play on that team. So did Big Ivan Lukacevic, Big Luke, and Ivica Grnja. These are legends of Croatian soccer here. One gentleman said that players came from Europe at the end of their career. Croatian players who played in the Yugoslavian League came to Canada during summer breaks, such as Blašković, Vabec, Grnja, Lukacevic, Žutelija, and many others. Some even stayed. One tournament that has been going on for about 60 years, U.S. and Canada on Labor Day weekend, first weekend in September. I've seen Eusebio play in Cleveland in 1980. You ever wish to contact me for more info, I'd be happy to talk to you. I've done at it all in soccer and even organized a soccer team in Oshawa, Ontario called Adria. I don't know if they're still around. Lijep pozdrav. So, Tom, we got your message. I don't know. I might have even talked to him. In the meantime, I've been to Canada, and I went to the Croatian Park in Mississauga, and a lot of people said they saw our podcast. They liked it. Somebody actually messaged Jozo and asked him if one of the guys from this podcast is in the Croatian Park. He sent me a message on WhatsApp saying, "Are you in Canada?" I said, "Yeah, I'm in Canada." And he's like, "Well, somebody recognized you." I said, "Well, tell them to come say hi," Yeah. But the person never came to say hi. Maybe they couldn't find me anymore. Also, Zoric. We talked about Zoric during the Jozo's podcast. He's a guy from California that collects all the jerseys, the Croatian jerseys. Yeah. He commented on the Viduka thing. He said he really enjoyed the podcast. I'm still looking for more Croatian diaspora tops. Thanks for the mention. Because we mentioned him with Jozo. So, Zoric, thanks for commenting. And that's about it. Commenting Viduka, great player, Aussie legend. Somebody said magnificent big banger 998. Magnificent interview, easygoing, humors, chat. Mark Viduka has had an amazing career, a gun Aussie player, and quite a humble person. Respect. Enjoyed the battles in the early days between South Melbourne Hellas and Melbourne Croatia. Big rivalry with massive crowds. I remember a derogatory comment back in the days by the Melbourne Croatia president who said one day Mark Viduka will be worth more than every fish and chip shop in Melbourne. It proved to be correct.
Oh, Jesus.
Thanks for the fascinating interview on Mark, which is a rare thing. SH Melbourne supporter.
Yeah.
Big banger 998.
Well, I would just say that. So that was the first time I'd ever met Mark.
He seemed.
I'd seen him, in passing. I think I mentioned it in the when we were on air. I'd seen him in passing at Dinamo Stadium, and I was like, my only reaction was like, geez, I didn't think he was that big, right? But meeting him now,
he was so easy to talk to.
Oh my God, he's such a good dude.
Yeah, he was so easy to talk to.
I still can't get over. He's just like such an easygoing dude. Yeah. Again, somebody who's played at the absolute pinnacle, and just an easygoing guy.
He scored 4 goals against Liverpool.
Yeah, like hello.
He was the guy.
I was blown away by that whole thing that he was actually being tapped to sign with Milan.
Yeah,
I was completely blown away by that.
Yeah.
Also with Jozo, I thought that was a really good one. I like Jozo's a good dude. I like
that video. Just like people still keep watching it. Like it's still going up, the number of views and everything, and Viduka too.
Well, we had to talk with Nikola because he kept talking over everybody else. Couldn't
But-
get a word in
yeah.
edgewise.
But yeah, and I think it's good. People recognized us. They're watching. Although I think if you're watching, go back and watch the Vitomir Maricic diver
Absolutely.
episode.
Absolutely.
As one of the guys that did, I think we've all sort of agreed that was probably one of the most interesting ones that about something you've never heard of and you've never heard details about. You've
me-
heard of the diving, but we never got details like that.
For me, that was the biggest shock.
I want to get him back on because
Yeah.
in the meantime,
Shortly afterwards, I mean,
shortly afterward, he broke the world record
Yeah.
for what was it? Oxygen assisted.
static breath hold, yeah.
Static breath
Oxygen,
hold.
yeah.
And
Oxygen
he, did-
assist.
he was like just a couple seconds under half an hour.
Yeah, 29 minutes and change.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah,
But to me, that was the most surprising one because I knew that you'd had like a previous experience with that and you were interested. There was
Yeah.
you had things you wanted
Absolutely. Yeah.
to know, and I know you had some ideas and some questions. I was going into that cold. I never
it
had
turned
any
out great.
contact with it. Right.
It turned out great.
And then he starts answering these questions. I'm like,
He's
holy
like a
Jesus.
scientist.
Yeah, this is like it's like I need a pad and a pen, and I need to start taking notes. I feel like a moron here, right?
Yeah.
I was really super interested with that one, but I would suggest that everybody go back as well. Like Franka Vidovic,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
super just nice to see somebody young,
Yes.
getting things done, getting
yes.
out there and doing a good job. And Franka, was
Yeah,
that
Stay,
Franca.
yeah.
absolutely, and hopefully we managed to pull that off. Have her back at the end of next season.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And
I want to get Vitomir back.
want to get Vitamir back as well.
And there's who do we want? We said we wanted Bilic, right?
Definitely, yeah,
Yeah. Ivanišević, if you're watching, we wouldn't mind having you.
yeah.
I think Bilic had him. And Dagur Sigurdsson.
Definitely.
I really want to get that guy.
Handball coach, yeah.
Handball coach before the European Championship coming. Is it European? It's European, right? Coming up.
I think it is.
Yeah. Before the European Championship, get him in, tell us how things stand, what to look for, what to look forward to, and he'd be good. His English is fine and all that.
Well, I'm not even remotely concerned about his English. That is somebody
Yeah.
who coaches, like he's after my own heart with that style of coaching. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah.
That guy gets it, and I really want to talk, just because
Apparently he loves it here.
I hope so.
I think they said he bought a place in Zadar or something.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well, 'cause he's from Iceland, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, he was a national team player.
if I lived in Iceland, I'd get a place in Zadar too. No offense to Iceland. I just don't like cold.
And you grew up in Canada. Come on.
Yeah, and I don't miss the snow one bit.
Nope.
See, I kind of do.
No,
I kind of.
no. Shovel the driveway. Guy with the snowplow comes along, makes a wall.
I know,
Shovel
but
it. By the time you've done that, the driveway's full of snow again, and no.
I know, but then you had that big mound there. You could make a little fort go in there, and okay. Yeah. I see I'm not winning over anybody with this argument.
Put on your Sorels.
The Sorellis, man, you weren't alive if you didn't have Sorellis, for God's sake. That was... All right.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I think we should wrap it up.
We're going to call that a day. Folks, be sure to stay tuned and check out the previous episodes, and we'll be letting you know when exactly the dates we're going to have the Sinkovich brothers on.
Yeah, we'll probably do another video short.
Yeah.
Put it up.
So
you know.
and let everybody know. And until then,
Sorry, but we won't know until the beginning of December.
yeah.
So, yeah.
It's in the works.
Yeah, it's in the works.
They've got things to do as well,
Yeah,
right?
they've
So,
confirmed, so we're looking good.
yeah. Okay. In the meantime, stay safe and keep it between the ditches. Take care.